Why hello, meat sacks, and today is my spoiler review for M3gan, or M3gan 2.0. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright guys, so in today's video, this is a spoiler review, my in-depth thoughts on M3gan 2.0. There was the original M3gan that came out in 2022? I can't believe it's been that long. But we're here now. And I just want to come right out and say it. I enjoyed this film. I had a blast. By the way, the people up in the row ahead, row above me, I got a napkin thrown on me. And I couldn't tell because I was making reaction, like they were wanting to hear the trailers, or they just didn't know who was sitting in front of them. And I'm like, ooh, I got a napkin thrown at me. That's cool. And nothing to say about that. Was nothing negative on the movie, but I just like was confused. And they were also like chit-chatting throughout the movie, and there were a bunch of kids, like little kids, not teenagers. I know this movie's rated PG-13, and you can take your whatever age kid, like you think, oh, it's PG-13, I have a 12-year-old, it's fine. And listen, I'm not basing what trailers you show, like they were a horror movie, and they're like, oh, look, Freddy Fazbear, because, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is coming out, and they're like, oh, Freddy Fazbear, was one of the trailers they showed, and I'm like, and I could tell they were kids. I'm not really going to recommend this as a kid-friendly movie. I mean, I guess if you have a 12-year-old, but I really couldn't tell how old the children were. It sounded like between 6 and 10. Yes, I just said 12-year-old. But I'd probably show like an early teenager, like 12 and 13-year-old up this movie. I didn't know how old besides the parents, but the children. And yes, 12 is still a child, but I was like, really? You brought these kids? Whatever. So I don't know. That was my first basis. Going into the movie, I enjoyed it. Specifically, I'm not naming out people, but my one of my favorite movie reactors, John Campy, went and saw this, and he hated it. But I had a good time with it. You know, back in the first M3gan came out, I understood the concept. I didn't know that it was being made, and then I watched it and went, okay, that was fun. Taking the robotic doll, like a horror concept of Chucky, making it a female robotic doll, like AI concept to protect this girl. It was the niece of someone whose parents died, so then the aunt took over to raise her niece. And I like that. I like this AI to program to help protect people. You know, not just this little girl, and then to help other people, and realizing that there's the killer instinct in this doll, this AI robot. I enjoyed the first movie a lot, and you know, the horror elements. Now this one, it has a more sci-fi action element, and there's a lot of comedy. Like people are like, it's a sci-fi action comedy thriller. That's kind of what it is, and I have no issue with that. Like a Terminator 2 route. And now I haven't actually watched Terminator 2, although it's superior. I've heard things. I haven't finished the Terminator franchise, which I really should. And I know people say like 3 and 4 like aren't great, but I like robotic stuff. Like I like this sci-fi thing. Although sci-fi isn't so great when it's Elio. That being said, this, however, I watched it and I went, okay, it's fun. It's silly. Does it need to be scientifically accurate? Maybe it should a little bit, but here's where I'm at. Unlike John Campia, I had a good time with the laughs. You know, I have a yeast infection in my vagina. When like, hold on to your vagina is what she says in the trailer and what she says in the movie, and then she misinterprets an audio track to hear, I have a yeast infection in my vagina. No, what it was actually was. Oh god, it was like I'm actually on terms with China. You know, I'm on good terms with China or something like that. So, you know, I thought that was funny, and there were other things that I just laughed at, like, oh, here's this gun. Nope. It just like whacks, like this bar just whacks the giant gun out of his hand. I laughed at that. There's things like that that's comical. Now, when I have been mad, like I have hatred towards Despicable Me 4. Would I have hatred if this movie just completely ripped out a character? Or even better yet, Louise from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, when they just strip a character out of a movie and go, yep, let's forget that ever happened. Now, there is a plotline I do think is kind of stupid, but I think it, for the narrative of the movie, works really well. And I think there's, like, the emotional moments in this movie work really well. And I really liked it. The supportive, the growth of Megan, the, you know, Gemma and the aunt Gemma and the niece Katie, you know, that work really well together, like this family bond, and you know, how AI in our world works. I thought that was really creative, like how AI in our world works, kind of related to Mission Impossible with the AI, the entity. You know, people are scared about that, but this is like focusing on, well, what can robots do? Like in China, like what will robots do in these different countries? And how will in an uprising? It's really important, like scary, but yet so real. And I thought this movie touched on that. It's the first one and this one. But like how Megan's just like, oh yeah, I'm good now. But she doesn't. I liked it, and then they use this chip. They have to take out a chip to make her fight. So if it was completely like, well, yeah, I'm good now, and I'm like, she did kind of say like, well, that's in the past, but yet she still needs to take down the evil threat. I really enjoyed the movie progression, and I'm gonna get into another thing later. But like John Campy was like, he just hated all of it, and I'm like, there was fun to be had with the jokes, the storytelling here. There was a little silliness, but at the end, no, not at the end. Oh my gosh, I had it, but I already forget. The AI called it, the bad guy called it Amelia, the bad girl. I just love the two boss bitches, the two badass, you know, girl bosses going at it in this film. Like in the trailer, it says that bitch versus that bitch, and I just really enjoyed the moments. Like I love Amelia because she looked like she was more realistic, you know, very sexy, you know. And by the way, the Katie, she's grown up now. She's a lot cuter when she's grown up. But you know, the Amelia is very cute, very, you know, sexy and realistic, whereas robot AI killer girl, and then whatever you want to call her, and then Megan, they you know, since the actress is still grown up, they probably made her like she's like, I want to be taller, so they made her look like she is in real life, but she's still like talks robotic, like looks robotic when her mouth moves. So it's very neat how the two killer robots differ in looks and talking and stuff. Like one looks like a realistic human, and then when she's like cut in half, though, like you saw her like part, like her movement, like is still robotic. So I like that a lot. And Megan does do a little robotic, does do a little like dance number in here and all that stuff. So there's the action. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. John Campion mentioned that the action was like all over the place, like choppy, and I'm like, what? What do you mean it's choppy? Like I'm watching it and going, like it's supposed to be that way for the film, like kind of like Spider-Verse is choppy. But I'm like, I'm not gonna disagree on him with that. I mean, I can't argue with him. I don't call him every day, but I'm just like, I liked it. It's good action. Like I like it. Like if the third one comes out and it's even worse, then I might either not go see it. But like the reviews for this one were like, it's fun, so I'm like, I'll watch it. But I might go check out another one. But I like this, how they, you know, save the day. And then what I got from I have to go back and watch like the last minute or two from Megan 1. But like this one ended on a note where like all the lights come on and then Megan's like on a little computer as a Bitmoji, and she's like, did we save the day or not? And that's how the movie ends. And I really like that because it symbolizes, hey, she is back. And the first one, she's like on this little echo dot and like a circle rings up. I'm like, okay, so does that mean Megan's back or what? I didn't know. Like I figured as much Megan did like was back on that thing, but by the thing lighting up, I didn't know if that was just something completely different. It could have symbolized Amelia, but it also could have symbolized. But I just wasn't completely sure what it meant. So I don't know. But yes, that's what it meant. So I'm just gonna have to go back and rewatch like what actually what happened in that scene specifically. So anyway, this film worked for me. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna recommend it to people who have an interest in horror. Actually, no, because it's not a horror movie, but have an interest in there's a little bit of scariness to like it's a thriller. It's not horror, but thriller. So I'm gonna say something that I said at the beginning to the people who ever brought those kids, because it's not a true horror movie. It's more of a thriller. I don't think they really were scared, but it's just kind of like there's some language, there's some tense moments. So I don't know. Let that sink in. Take that with a grain of salt to where you want to take your however old child you have. But not only that, I recommend this to you if you're a fan of the horror franchise, like James Wan, Blumhouse, and if you've seen the first one, I do recommend it. But if you've heard mixed things and you're like, I'm not really into the fact that they changed the genre, then you might not enjoy this one. So yeah, I mean, I don't know really what else too much to spoil. The characters are good. The soundtrack. The soundtrack was by Chris Bacon, which, funny enough, partway through, I'm like, this moment in the soundtrack almost sounds similar to when Men in Black International starts off. It's just so stupid that I know things like this. But like when that movie starts out, there's like this like little motif, and I'm like, it sounds a lot like that movie. And then the movie ends because Men in Black International is done by Danny Elfman and Chris Bacon. So I'm like, it sounds like this. And the movie ends by Chris Bacon. I'm like, I forgot that was his name, but I'm like, yep, no crap. Because I thought it sounded like that. At any rate, that's just a crazy thing I can do with my head. I can tell what sounds like what. So anyway, that is my review. There's many things. It's not a perfect movie. I didn't put my rating out yet, but before I forget, this is going to be a 7 out of 10. I didn't love it, and I didn't hate it either. Hate would have been a 5 out of 10. Actually, no, I don't remember what I said about Mission Impossible. Sorry. Getting out of Mission Impossible was probably, I think, a 6 out of 10. I don't remember. But this is a 7 out of 10. A 3.5 on LetterBoxd. I try to like line it up, but I'm trying to make it different. So like 3 out of 5 because I don't make it 3 and then like say I definitely hate it. So it's a 3.5 on LetterBoxd and a maybe even a 7.5 altogether. 7.5, 3 out of 5 stars on LetterBoxd, and an A minus or a B plus for entertainment. First M3gan was probably an A plus. This is a B plus. So it's not a worst movie ever, but I definitely had fun with it. I'm sure John Campy would probably give it an F based on his reaction. But that's all. That is what that. Huh? Was that even proper English? No, of course not. That is all. Those are all my thoughts on M3gan or M3gan 2.0. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy the review. And as always, I would love to know if you've gone to see it, haven't gone to see it, or plan to go see it. If you don't plan to see it, why not? It's just not your vibe. Like, go see the first one. If you did see the first one and like don't go to see this one, let me know why. Probably because of the change in genre. And let me know what you're interested in seeing next. I'm going to see Jurassic World Dominion. That already came out. Okay. Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm finishing up Ironheart and Superman's couple weeks. But don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me, and catch. And later this week is my top 10 movies of the year so far list. This won't be included in that, but this will be in honorable mentions at the end of the year, so please stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Words these days, they're hard, I know. Let's keep calm, watch the stream. Peace out, everyone. Bye.